Me pese mon fastiano emame. Mon fastiano emame.
End up to create any sense of credibility. They don't. Okay? They don't. Only yesterday or 2 days ago, we are supposed to have registration.
Abusiafo wo kai sanum we edabi miko wuram ke yinka miko hu samai keten ke yinka na misro ke yinka na misro papa opoma nituo mensome poma mituo ode hye meso mensome de hye ne so atika atipo abusiafo eneno eye Prof.Jane na opoku agyeman wa poma ni tuo na wode amane eye Benard Ntwibosi akochaman Wontumi osanso e de amane eye driver's mate meka driver's mate ai bia wasumye wontanta eye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia on se monfa si ane mame na metwi ware ase sanso ana eye obi a wose wono de ne legacy hu hia ni ntino hwene anto aba emfa ma former president John Dramani Mahama Michema eye His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo eneno Prof.Jane Naana opoku agyeman ayene no ye running mate edema former president John Dramani Mahama no waba bonten na waba betro bombshell de akira wo mo a enya asem koto wa mo wari ase aha fresh gossip gh medical aka cho se new subject papa fie eni hase we ofofro na won subscribe page ma me amesa wada so be subscribe page e de ma me se na bia asem pa koso social media no so ye drop ya wonsa ebetimi aka bi no hu de eko ene dia eba medical aka cho se eneno eye Prof.Jane Naana opoku agyeman a oba ndi samanyoko no ma eye wura eye former president John Dramani Mahama apa no se onbeye ne running mate no ene waba bonten na reply chencherenche pa tele ana odi amane eye Benard Ntwibosi akosanso ana eye the driver's mate yina vice president Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia was monfa si ane mame na metimetwi eno ana eche ware ase sanso ana the legacy man His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo waba a straight bullet abomo a enya asem koto obekaya for some months bi ni na e trendy wo social media ne so se eye Benard Ntwibosi akochaman Wontumi akokeka nsem bebre na e de afa eye former president John Dramani Mahama ene ye maame Prof.Jane Naana opoku agyeman ho se sebio ye maame kura na eye papai omo worry secretly from 2012 e ba besi 2024 ya me wo obi ani nenso oni Wontumi nko ana wonim enso wakeka nsem bebre na ase maame wo ekura no sebio onfri central region send ya de na dan na waka de sana ho mora ne etutu ayampia wo social media no so onfri ho na sebio ofri srem baby ensa ne de dodo na ana Benard Ntwibosi akokan ya sanso ana ye the driver's mate Michema vice president Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na pro ba wo bo onim nsem bebre na waka e de afa NDC fo ni titu ene ye maame Prof.Jane Naana opoku agyeman ho ene or the reply chencherenche pa ediaba the legacy man Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo so wagene de me pese obeka me ho na ye bobro mu e wo Prof.Jane Naana opoku agyeman na kache wo brain no or this straight bullet boom edema nkofo me ense ya mabomu din.
Your speech you had mentioned that the EC is struggling to defend its credibility, something to that effect. What did that mean?
You see, we've had this commission for a while, and we have not experienced the nature of the EC as we are doing now. It's not too long ago when we went to the polls. Let me just begin with 2020. Why did we have the people of Santrophy and so on not voting for their parliamentary candidates? We've never experienced this before. And I don't think that the people of SAL today will trust that commission as profoundly as they ought to because of what has happened to them. Never have we experienced this. Okay? So that is one. Never have we experienced the announcement for the presidential election changed so many times. You see, it raises issues of doubt. It's as if the figures were being made to fit a certain mode, and they were not fitting. If we are going to have a regional collation center, why must it come so late, and to what end is it? Okay? At no time did we hear a commissioner call any political party an existential threat. How do all of these end up to create any sense of credibility? They don't. Okay? They don't. Only yesterday or 2 days ago, we are supposed to have registration. And all of a sudden, too many stations couldn't begin because there were problems. But you see, the date has been set by the commission. So one would expect that some homework has been done. Machines are machines. They can just disappoint you anytime, but not on this large scale. So you see, it raises suspicions that are not helpful.
What are your suspicions? That there's manipulation going on?
We were heard that there were some machines missing. Who told us that the machines were missing? What was the reaction of the EC? We all know. How do all of these combine to raise confidence in the EC?
So, going into the next election, if things have not drastically changed, I'm talking about some specific things that will convince everybody that this is open and this is clear and this is what it is. You're suggesting that as it is now, your confidence level is very low?
It's not my confidence level as Naana's confidence level. It's the nation's confidence level. And what we are saying is that there's work to be done. Get it done before we get there. These are all examples that there's work to be done. Get it done to the extent that whoever wins, wins, whoever loses, loses. But don't leave things in such a way that people feel that no, there's prejudgment. Oh, there's gerrymandering. Oh, there's something untoward that has happened. So it's a warning given with the best of intentions. Because in the end, it's about the legacy you are leaving. In your time, what did you do? You want to know that, yes, you made some mistakes. Everybody does. But the mistakes weren't your hallmark. So I think it will help them if they just find out what exactly is going on there. Why are we having all these difficulties? And how we can deal with those difficulties. And
you said words to the wise can be found in, is it Assin North?
Yes.
Explain.
I leave the public to make that, to draw that conclusion. So I think that there are many things that should be put right. This is not the first electoral commission we've had.
Yeah.
We have examples in the past. None of this happened like it is happening now. It's as if the whole commission is at war with one party. It doesn't help anybody. So how will they trust you? Why did IPAC collapse? Who brought IPAC? How all of a sudden you have laughed, you are laughing so you don't respect me? What is that? Is that how we are going to govern the country? Or I'm so independent, I'm not listening to anybody. Did you put yourself there? So when you say you are not listening to anybody, who is that anybody in that context? Who are you listening to? And the others that came, weren't they also independent? If they were so independent, IPAC needn't to have been set up. But it was set up, and for a good reason. What is the Electoral Commission without the parties? So we have multi-party democracy. And you don't want to listen to them? It doesn't help you to do the kind of job that we think they are capable of doing. They shouldn't be seen to be enemies of anyone or friends of anyone. They should be seen just to be doing their job as objectively as possible. That is all we are asking for. You know.
Speaking of IPAC, most of the time, or some a few occasions, it would seem like the IPAC, majority of the IPAC goes with what the EC is saying. It's just NDC standing out.
You see, it shouldn't be what the EC is saying. It should be what all the political parties are saying. Why did NDC leave the IPAC? They left for a reason. Because this is the place where you build consensus. Without consensus, there's no democracy. It cannot be what I want that everybody should do. It's not about that. So why did they leave? So if it's about what the EC is saying that everybody must buy, then you don't need an IPAC. It's not about the EC. It's about the parties. And when they all accept that this is the way to go, EC, your work is easy. Your work is easy. So why make your work unnecessarily difficult for yourself? You see?
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that again. But I just want a quick reaction from you because the president has said, you know, talking to the electorate, that he should be voted for again, because a vote for, I guess, Mahama and Jane. He didn't specifically say Mahama and Jane. He said Mahama, you know, but it's you. A vote for your ticket. You're out there to come and destroy his legacy. So the people should wise up and vote, and not vote for Mahama.
They always say, oh, I won't hand over to Mahama. I will hand over to this. I thought we have moved from the feudal stage. So if we are still there, then the rules must reflect that we are in a feudal state where you decide who comes after you. Yeah. I didn't think that's what we were doing. So maybe I got things wrong. Okay? So if you are telling them to wise up because Mahama will destroy your legacy, he should list the legacies. He should have referred to the legacies. Why didn't he?
Well,
he left a gap there. And
because
I think,
he didn't mention the legacy.
And people are filling it in for him. You know, school, fill in the blanks. And people are filling in the blanks. And it's not funny. You know, has Mahama ever come to destroy anything? He comes to fix things. When we had electricity difficulty, he fixed the problem. Yeah. I'm sure people prayed too, but that wasn't the main activity. He fixed the problem. So what is there to come and destroy? Aren't we destroyed enough? We need to come and build. I'm not saying what he should have said. I'm not going to advise what our president should have said. But that's what he has said. You know, Muhammad doesn't come to destroy anything. What is his record of destroying what? And sometimes I wonder, why are they so scared of JM? We won't hand over to John Mahama. We won't hand over to John Mahama. I mean, I find some of it, frankly, very surprising. You know, what is it about John Mahama?
If they had said we won't hand over to the NDC, would it have made a difference to you instead of John Mahama?
It's as if they're just targeting the person again, like they did before 2016, and it worked. It won't work this time. They know it's not working. You know, the wrapping has fallen off. So just going back to say, we won't hand over to John Mahama, I'll decide who takes after from me. I mean, really, if it's your private house, you decide I'm giving it to X, that's fine. It's your house, you built it, you sacrificed, and you have decided this is where it should go. Who will fight with you? Or so, is that how we are seeing the nation? That is some private property. It betrays too much. It betrays very dangerous things. Because it tells you where the whole thinking is coming from.
Where
and
is it coming
maybe
from?
it
Yeah.
explains where we are.
Mm.
In the feudal state, the vassals and so who cared about them? Is that what he's telling us? Where the king could kill if he wanted to, and nobody held him to account. I thought those days were over. Or, you know, it just makes me wonder, our president, if I have to ask him one question, what really does he mean by democracy? Is that what we are doing? Maybe we are looking for something else. Maybe we are at cross purposes.
Mm.
If that's what it is, let's state it clearly. Then we all know how to proceed. Otherwise, you assume it's about democracy, another person assumes it's something else. Since they like to give their own definition to words, they need to explain to us. When you say review, they said means cancel.
Mm.
You know, so maybe democracy means something else, and I don't know.
With all this, you know, recent posts coming out, they say, oh, it looks like JM is in the lead or will be in the lead if it was held today. But we are not having the polls today.
Of course.
We're having the polls in
Yes.
December. Let's say it comes up and NDC loses. Will that come as a shock to you? Because there's that feeling of confidence now that seems to be that feeling of confidence that, oh, things are so bad.
Listen, when we are going for every election, there's a certain feeling that comes up. It may happen or may not happen. Because there's time ahead of you. And as they say, the song writer says, no one knows tomorrow. Right? So if today that's what it is, and it's positive, it should give you the confidence to work even harder to maintain whatever it is that they have seen. It will be interesting to see, so what is going so well in our favor? How do we amplify that? What is not going well in our favor? How do we reduce that? So I think that these are all triggers to help one to work harder. Okay, so that's how I see it.
Okay.
Because as you say, we are not voting today. But who says that we cannot continue getting to election? So this tells you something that you can work with. Okay, that is why we are saying that, yeah, just because they said so, doesn't mean that the work is over. Actually, the work is about to begin. You need to maintain. So you have an A in a subject. Are you going to go to sleep? You work to sustain that A. Okay? You work to sustain, and the person who got a D, do you think is going to stay that way? If he has any ambition of improving, he would like to work to move himself up. You see? So I think it's a good thing, but it doesn't end there. You should rather feel encouraged to do even more what you've been doing. Okay, and then also to know, we all do research, we all know the base population, we all know what we should have to be able to generalize, and so on and so forth. So they give you the sign, you run with it, in the hope that whoever is also in charge is going to continue to do the right thing.
You want to learn new data skills because you...
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Being a female candidate, and there's all this cliche, whether it's true or not, say, a man cause of their own failure. A man vote to mama. That's what they say, was that the chunk of the people who will not vote for you because you are a woman will be women. Do you believe that? Does that hold water?
Listen, are we saying all men vote for all men? Don't you see them fight over their primaries?
Yeah.
Then we should have had no problems. If the statement were true, we should have no problems. Oh, then I'm angry, I'm going independent, I'm leaving the party, and so on. It shouldn't happen. Is it women who are doing that? So what is it? Okay? You see, we are women, we are also ordinary people like everyone. We have our fears, we have our expectations.
Yeah. But the system tradition of the system.
Let me tell you, it's not about the tradition.
It's not?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a false thing that we have created. Okay? And it's part of our history, part of how our culture has been impacted negatively. Otherwise, in our history, we would never have had women leaders. We've had them in every field, including the military. Consider the Amazons. Consider the women military people who were taking care of the Dahomey kings. They were all women in the army and making big decisions. You see? So all of a sudden, because we've gone to school and we've learned that in some places women don't do anything, how many women have you seen in our culture who do nothing at all?
Okay.
How many have you seen? You see, I'm not blaming the schools alone or the religion alone, the new ones we've had, you know, but they've all affected us. You know. So I don't think we are going to say that, oh, because she's a woman, no woman will vote for her. Why am I going to bite? I'm not going to do that. You know. But we should just know that it is a human reaction to things that are maybe out of the ordinary. We are not too sure, you know. So we are all here, down there, and you want to rise. Why do you think even little girls in school that are doing well, we call them witches? I've been called a witch too.
We've been called a witch?
Yeah. I don't pay attention to those things. And you also see that a lot of these, they're just strategies to keep you away. If you fall for them, you are finished. If you decide that in my whole life, what have I done to harm women? And you know you haven't. And the women know you haven't. That should be enough. You know.
So basically, an angle is one would have also thought or hope that now that we have a female candidate, you know, is going to get massive support.
You see, who disaggregated the votes to show how women voted? Nobody. And yet they want to ride on that. And I don't think it's very fair. You see, we don't know now. We have no way of telling how many women voted because of Naana, or how many women decided not to vote because of Naana. We have no means of telling.
Evidence, yeah.
And today we say we want evidence, it should be scientific, it should be data-driven. Where is the data? Where is the data? And the question I ask myself is that, are we saying that all the men are for all the men? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because if you just reduce it to ordinary human behavior, then yes, I wanted to go, you wanted to go too. So I need to find things to make sure that people are not coming your way, not because I have any facts to them. It's a human situation.
Now let me get a little bit personal before I let you go. Your children, so many babies, so many, 3 of them, they're all doctors?
Yeah. Yes,
Why?
they are. Why? No, you have to ask them.
I have to ask them.
No, I mean, as parents, it's just what they want to do, and you just support them. You see, and that's what I'm going to talk about during the Mother's Day. I'm having an event. Oh, we're having an event?
Yes. Where? Publicize that so that...
In Takoradi.
Oh, in Takoradi?
Yes.
Okay, Takoradi people.
And every time I talk to parents, when they ask similar questions.
Okay.
You see, you are not going to lead your child's life for them in the future. You are not going to do that. They are going to make choices you didn't even know existed because their times have changed. The best I think we can do, or one of the best, actually, I don't want to be so prescriptive. So one of the best things would be just support them. Be seen to be fair to them. Okay? I keep telling my my, 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 so long as what you are going to do is going to be of benefit to someone. That should be your first consideration. You are going to enjoy doing it. That way, yes, there'll be difficulty, but because you are passionate about it, you just go ahead and do it. And it's of help to you. So you come last, first others, you enjoy doing it, and it's good for you. Go ahead and do it. Of course, I'm not going to say that if you're going to sell cocaine.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Maybe you enjoy doing that.
So it has to be legally right. It has to be morally right. Okay? And you just go ahead and you do it. So yes, me, I like using drugs, so go ahead. No, with parents, well, you know.
I'm sure some way be an a trend day with social media and so I draw. Matana say no me day about some way. If your mommy Professor Jane Opoku Ajiman Ho, our day money the 3 wise men yas and mecano because Nina ye NPP Kunima and the Yamiano me no mami at to try and pay the actual mufrumu. Benedict Bosiako, the driver's mate, the legacy man Eneno, or more reply Chinchirinche and Professor Jane Opoku Ajiman a day about some more. Aha! Fresh gossip GH. Me see news service papa trending stories are so social media and so no and there some more for the cases so like your page subscribe leave you comment na share as one say adabot roofing sheet and am pempino mo so yasene emu edu etim betina ha to tro ye numu kekan kansem e de kire wo e danse ne papa de adabot roofing sheet akache ana wonsa ebetimi akabi asona ka etwe ni media na me nsemi na besi makra
Eba enchansen papa de board so padia eno ane adabot roofings and rusty resist heat and afi and some feeding so na ni premium color materials or the board so nti o ma warranty mo arishimu so wo pe adabot roofings e wo kuma se ne mpatamu a fo ani kire ehwa overseas junction e wo enkran ene ne mpatamu so odi wani be kire Pokuasi station wa na ni main factory de e wo fancy a e ben mupa Fre Adabof na ne wo mu ni dwa esanse se fa enchansen papa de board so pa de a o mu ni kenkon obi ani ho